Okay, so hello and welcome to another episode of Bloke Gaming. Today we are on Aris. This is my first time on Aris, actually second time, but I didn't spend much time here first time because I wanted to try and get a guide to show me around. So I've asked my good friend Midnight to show me around. Say hello, Midnight.
Hello.
So Midnight has his own channel. I'll link it in the description below. So please go over there and give him a subscribe as well. Yeah, do you want to show me around? Give me the guided tour of Aris and all the goodies that it holds.
Yep. Just start off actually in here because get a few little missions in here. So we'll make our way into here. And if we speak to this Dr.
Yep.
Hart fellow here, he'll give you a mission. It's fairly easy. It's a daily mission.
Yeah.
Now, the thing is, I've been told that daily missions aren't truly daily. I've heard from others that it's really a 6 to 12 hour timer.
Okay.
So it's called a daily, but it's probably really 6 to 12 hours that you can repeat these. So this is going to be probably a fairly simple mission. Sort of go out to
Gather
basically
samples. Yeah.
explore. You gather the samples, and basically, as soon as you gather the samples that he's asking for, you'll auto complete it, and you'll get one of the. I guess it's a sort of like a daily token or voucher, if you want to
Mm-hmm.
call it.
Yep. Daily
Um,
voucher. Yeah.
so Yeah, so we'll just call it that. But I think it's got another name. I can't. I've just gone blank on it at the
No, it's
moment.
daily
But
voucher. It's Hyperion
yeah,
Daily Voucher. Yeah.
yeah. Anyway,
Okay.
head our way out through here,
Okay.
and
Actually, that reminds
here
me of
we'll.
the Toulon quests. They say dailies, but
Yeah,
they're actually hourly.
yeah.
Okay, yeah.
And then you've got Jimothy and Tonophin. They've got their
Okay.
names a bit
Hunting
mixed
one,
up there.
hunting two, hunting three. Okay.
Yeah,
Yep.
and these are all fairly easy to do. Well, probably the first and second ones can be done from low level to mid level players, but
Mm-hmm.
the third one, that's sort of your high level player sort of one. So anyone that's sort of a mid to low level player would honestly struggle with the third one unless you did it in a sort of a team situation. That's
Okay.
probably the only way that you could do it on a lower level.
Yeah.
Um,
So very
and
similar
then
again to. So let me just say yes, because this one's an AI one that you actually have to talk to. Um,
yeah,
so yeah, very similar to the daily quests on Kali, really. Some of them are, level one. Most people could do with a TT gun and backpedaling. Level two requires a little bit more thought, mainly maybe with the disciple armor and stuff. Okay.
and
Yep.
once you get enough of these vouchers, you can
Yep.
exchange them over here at the Hyperon
Okay.
Express Exchange. And there's the armor upgrade station. Looks like one of those crafting ones, but it's a upgrade one.
Okay. And you got component blueprints, and you've got
Yeah,
armor. And what's the
yeah.
armor?
So
Is the armor good or?
it's
Yeah,
it
it's not bad. Yeah.
really it's pretty good armor for Ares, really.
Okay.
Um, so yeah, it's really designed for the mobs on Ares for the specific damage types that they do, which is usually a combination of electric and acid.
Okay. Well, that's none of my armor's going to be any good then. I guess that's what people are finding, right?
Yeah. And then in here we've got the
Ah, we got you.
Hyperon.
Yeah.
So you can, if you collect the Hyperon, and I'll explain where you can collect that from, you can put it into here, and basically you get like a bit of a reward for it, basically, and sort of just gets rid of it, or you can use it for crafting materials, the Hyperon.
Oh, into the synthesizer, you mean? Ah, I see.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
And it's used in, I believe, some of the other crafting stuff that's used in the Hyperon weapons.
Okay. Have you started crafting those yet, or?
I haven't had a crack at it yet, but I do got some of the blueprints already.
Okay. So
So
where do you get the blueprints from? Just crafting here, or?
no, you get them from doing the dungeons or boss events.
Ah, okay.
So I'll just put one up in the local chat that you can just so you can take a look at it.
Okay. Okay, yeah. Plastic red metal mountings. Yeah, I've not been doing any crafting of weapons yet. I've started doing some attachments, but okay. I haven't
But
looked at any of
these
the guns.
the guns are fairly good. They've got an efficiency of about 73% efficiency,
Cool.
getting up to around 80 once you put attachments on it. So they're fairly high efficiency. I mean, even the TT guns, if you take a look at their Aris TT guns, they start at 60 versus the 57 that you find everywhere else.
Let me just have a quick look then. So let me just jump in here and go to the trade terminal, and we'll look at the weapons. So we'll look at the gun, and you get
You
five point
find,
two. Yeah, 60. Yeah,
yeah, most of them are also plasma, so that's not common too. So it's a
yeah.
good way to actually quickly build up
Build
your
up your
skills,
skills.
because not many players would have experience using the plasma.
Yeah, plasma and gorse as well. So the gorse is with explosive projectiles.
Yeah, so I'll just share this one with you.
Okay.
So that Hyperon plasma pistol
Yeah.
one, so it's basically an improved version of the TT gun.
Okay.
Um, with the I've got the scope, a laser,
Mm.
I've got a 4B amplifier on it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm getting 68.8 efficiency out of a TT gun basically, which
That's
is pretty
really
impressive.
nice. Yeah, that's really nice.
And this is something that low levels can use,
Yeah.
like from the get go, pretty much.
The armor's pretty ugly.
Yeah,
It doesn't do a
it's
lot.
not
Okay.
my it's not my personal choice. It doesn't quite look as good as the Ascension. I think the
Yeah.
Ascension's some of the nicest looking armor that you can
Yeah,
get in the
I
game at the
agree.
moment.
I agree. Um, I mean, I use Ghost for my bigger game hunting. I use Ascension if I'm not too stressed, and then I use the Atlas because of these wings. I use the Atlas for kind of like role play armor. So,
Yeah. Um, so yeah, probably want to chuck on some armor for some of the mobs that will be coming across.
yep,
So I'll
we'll
plunk
we'll be
now.
Ascension twin, Bumblebee twins.
Now, something to remember is you can't use flying vehicles on
Okay,
Eris, nor you can't use a TP chip either.
okay,
So you've got these things over here, which are these tunnels, which
okay,
are effectively these are a teleporter, but
okay,
they call it like an underground tunnel network. But essentially, the robots have basically got air. They've got the control of the airspace, and
okay.
basically any aircraft would basically instantly get shot down by the robots.
It's good.
Um,
Good backstory.
Now, another thing to know about Eris is the water is poisonous. So what happened is the robots actually poisoned the water system, and it will kill you pretty quickly if you hop into it.
I'll avoid swimming.
So let's just pop the vehicle down. So this is my unlimited
Nice.
CDF patrol vehicle. Friend of mine had this customized for me
That is awesome. Oh man. How long have you been playing?
since 21.
Okay.
Uh, so friend Lawspade. Have you heard of
Yeah.
Lawspade?
Yeah. I've
Um,
seen him streaming a bit and
it might have to swap seats if you.
okay. I'll let you drive. Sorry, I didn't realize. There you go.
No problem.
I got back.
Oh,
I've done it again.
you're back. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, hop in.
Okay, there we go.
All right, let's go. I'll try not to drive too fast because it's actually coming down this hill. It's easy to actually flip it.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So
Yeah,
the only
I'm popping out the top, so try not to. You'll snap me in half.
yeah. So we'll get out here. This is the first little spot,
Okay.
and these are basically I suppose, reskinned Aatrox, if you will.
Okay. Where's my
So
6B? Let me just.
So these are fairly low level mob. Anyone can pretty much hunt these with TT guns. So
Yep. Just reset UI. Drop that in there. Okay. Sorry, I don't have any low level guns equipped in my hotbar. There we go. Okay, so these are weak Mortarex Meeklings.
yeah, and as you can see, they're basically a reskin version of the Aatrox, really.
Oh yeah, yeah,
But they shouldn't be a problem for low level players, even new players, really, if they come up here and hunt these.
yeah, yeah. I
And
mean,
it's a good
level
way.
four, they there was like 40 hit points, was it? Something like that.
Yeah, I think they're
11,
about 40 or 40, 50 HP. I think.
50, yeah, 50 by the looks of it, yeah. Okay.
And the thing is, these do drop fairly good loot, and they do drop the improved version of the TT guns. So
Okay.
those guns drop fairly often. They also drop limited full TT medical tools.
Like the Fanacos things, or what are they called on Toulon?
Um,
The Fanos medical V1s.
yeah, sort of,
Okay.
but they're usually about four ped
Oh, okay. That's pretty good,
um,
yeah.
or full TT. So yeah, we've got these up here, and these also drop the Nova fragments, which is also another high markup loot for new players to grind out.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
So some pretty good loot pool up here.
I'm surprised there's not more people hunting. Or I guess it goes further back. It goes a lot further back, does it?
Yeah. So if you want, we'll just keep moving on
Yeah.
and take a look at some of the other mobs.
Yeah, I'm going to come back and spend a
Otherwise,
bit of time here
yeah.
exploring.
Otherwise, you could spend a full day just just going through these.
Yeah, I'll let you get in first so you can drive. There we go.
So so anyway, on the right hand side, we've got the those little Aatrox things. I forgot the name of them. Gone blank on them.
Yeah.
And up further up here is the Verderon, which is similar to a Calais mob.
Okay, yeah.
El- so these are all similar 50 HP mobs.
Yeah.
So they're fairly easy to kill. These are actually really good to actually swant. Yeah, they're quite easy to swant, so it's a good swanting mob, these Verderons.
Okay.
But I think it's about 70% acid damage. So if you're going to take these on, you probably want some acid plates with them.
Okay. Or a decent evade, I guess, but
Yeah,
for new players, might be a little bit harder.
yeah.
It
But
feels like a
they,
Jurassic Park tour.
yeah.
And on your left, you have dinosaur-looking things.
And what you may notice too is they're actually fairly slow, so it's quite easy to just keep walking backwards and never really take any damage from them.
Okay.
So they're a fairly slow moving mob.
So they're probably better to hunt, but they don't have quite as good loot as the other ones.
No, I would say just as good. I would say the loot's just as good.
Okay.
So, can you see that burning sort of crashed spaceship
Yep.
sort of thing up here? That's where you'll find the robots.
Okay. I can see a bunch of them there. Those are level 3 as well. They're reasonably easy to take down, I guess.
Yeah, it's all pretty much level 3. So a lot of the stuff is fairly new player friendly. But we'll make our way up to this base up here, and you might want to come back and do the actual dungeon thing on your own when you got a bit more time.
Yeah.
It doesn't take a huge amount of time, but I believe you can only enter it one at a time, so I don't think we can enter it together.
Okay. And by dungeon thing, you mean the crashed ship? It's an instance, or
It's an instance, it's a base up here, but it's this particular instance is it's probably not for low level players
yeah,
because of the amount of mobs that spawn trying to get through it. It's fair quite a lot of them,
yeah.
and these destroy the level 9 ones. They can actually do a fair bit of damage.
Okay. Oh, so this is their base. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and there's always a little bit of lag when you come up here,
Okay.
but you
Oh,
see
that's the
through that
base.
little door.
Yeah, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, you click on that, and that's the entrance to the instance. And there's an opportunity. The boss in there, he's only level 16,
Mm-hmm.
so he's not too difficult to beat.
Yeah.
But he can actually drop an unlimited gun that's got a unlimited efficiency of about 70 to 80, I think,
Oh, wow.
and drops some pretty high valuable loot too.
Okay. And you can do it only once a day, or you can just do it unlimited times.
Yeah, it's once a day, and but according to some of my friends in the SOC, it's
Mm.
about every 12 hours you can
Okay.
redo it.
All right. I'll have to definitely give that a go later, and maybe I'll do a video on that one.
But that little base that I just showed you there, that
Yeah.
where the instance is, that's where you get the blueprints for the guns
Okay.
and the hyper run.
Okay. Oh, the stuff that you trade in or use in some of the game.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, crafting.
Yeah.
So a lot of players are actually saying the fact that we can only use vehicles actually reminds them of what Entropia was like back in the old days.
Yeah.
Because I mean, there was no. The only way you could get around was pretty much running everywhere.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, so actually, I did try Entropia, I want to say back in the very early days. So probably, I mean, how long's it been around? Was it 2005? 2000,
Three. It was
2003.
2003.
So it must have been around 2005-ish. And I just could not understand it back then. Um, and I was kind of, at the time, I was playing another sci-fi game, so that was scratching my sci-fi itch. So I kind of
Yeah,
tried it and then gave up. But I'm glad I came back to it because it's been a real enjoyable experience since I did come back. Hang on, let me just
it's
let my dogs up. Oi, there you go.
it's definitely come a long way.
Yeah.
Now, so if you look over here, in here we'll find some new mobs that haven't been seen before. Well,
Okay.
Aris is the first time that we've seen them.
We're gonna go take a look, or
And some we'll probably jump back in and get a bit closer, but
okay,
these mobs from memory are a bit higher level.
okay. So this is another robot base, or is it our base?
Yeah, it's robot base. The only base that I think we've got is that Iron Haven.
Oh, okay.
But the lore goes is that the robots are using Aris as a bit of a staging point. So these are one of the newer mobs that have been recently added to the game. So
So what are we gonna do? Do you want to team up or?
yeah, might form a team. Probably don't want to spend too long here, but maybe
Yeah,
just to sort of show the sort of damage and
yeah.
how much it
Let
takes
me
them to
invite you.
get
There we
down.
go. All right, you're in. Let's have a go then. I'm using a much bigger DPS gun. Sorry.
No, that's fine. I just really wanted to just show you the
Yeah.
sort of HP of these mobs. So as you can see, they're a
So
bit
what are we
more of a
talking?
challenge than the
75. Yeah, you're talking a pretty hefty gun. What kind of damage they do when they hit? Oh, he died. Just a sec. Let me let one of these hit me. I can't remember them. Okay, let him come in.
Oops, sorry, I've tagged hit to both of them.
Ooh, that hurt.
Oh,
Wow, they hit hard.
yeah.
Okay. Yep, they need real armor.
Yeah, so this is probably not something you want to do if you're a new player.
Yeah. Let me.
Oh, hold on 1 second. I'll just be right back.
Okay. All right.
Yeah,
Oh, hang on.
sorry about that.
Just a sec. Just a sec. Yeah. Okay. So we're
Yeah,
next place.
all right. So over here we've got like a coming down towards the end of it. There's like a basically smaller versions of the Fifiords. But I think instead of doing cold damage, because the ones on Calais do cold, I think these do heat damage, like burn damage.
Okay.
And there's different versions of the mollusks in here too.
Okay.
It's pretty much reskin mollusks. So they don't hit as hard as those robots before, but they can hit pretty hard, but not as hard as the robots.
Okay. So, what's do you know anything about the developers for here? Is it Hyperion? Is that a separate company or is it Mindark giving us more
No,
content or?
I think it is Minarch, but I think
Okay.
the whole Hyperium thing is just a bit of a role playing sort of thing.
Okay.
Just trying to create a bit of a backstory, bit of a lore. Because I get the impression once Unreal 5 goes live, once that goes live, I've got a feeling is that they want to try to create a bit more of a story base to encourage
Yeah.
younger players into the game, really.
Yeah, I mean that would be fantastic. And I mean if they can create the kind of lore where Calypso's in a battle with the robots and the robots have got Aris and we can come here and it does create more of a RPG to the MMO. I mean, I did a video earlier where I was talking about MMOs and it's like this is an MMO because there's no what real RPG aspect to it, right? It's not really a
Yeah,
role playing game. It's just you do what you want to do, right?
yeah. So you got these faint Fifiords.
Yeah,
They're not too hard to deal with. Your low to mid level player shouldn't have too much of a problem with them. If you've got a gun that can do about 30 DPS,
yeah,
you should be fine.
okay,
Yeah, so like an LR30, if you're good enough to use an LR30, you'll be fine with these. And if we make our way through here, you'll find some higher level mobs through here too.
The reskin mollusks, yeah.
Yeah, so they level 20.
Firelings. Is that what it
And
says?
there's actually
Feeling.
you got to actually be careful because there's actually a few spots that are like fire, so you'll just randomly start taking burn damage.
Oh, okay. Like this or
Um,
no?
no, like you should actually see the actual flames itself, not just the
Okay.
And then we've got the higher level Fifiord
Yeah.
ones out here, level 25s. And so this is more for your mid-level to high-level sort of player. Yeah, see the little
Oh yeah,
fire
yeah,
sort of
yeah.
thing there? I'm pretty sure if you stand in that, you'll take burn damage.
Always reminds me of the classic WoW meme where it's like, "Don't stand in the fire."
Now, there's another mob that appears randomly in here. It's called a husk.
Okay.
That starts doing range damage, but it's sort of like a random encounter sort of thing. And that can one tap even some high level players, the husks.
Okay. So avoid the husk.
Yeah, they can catch you off guard because they do damage over time sort of attacks.
Ah, okay.
And so just yeah, the damage that they do can sneak up on you.
Okay.
So this is sort of the nutshell of the mobs you'll find on the first island.
Okay.
So
So we've
we'll head
now
back
looked.
to
Yeah. So we're done the
at
first
a
island.
yep.
So I have a transit base Alfonso, but I have no other transit bases on the other islands. So
Yeah. So I'll just quickly head back to Iron Haven
yeah.
and we'll go to the next one.
So you can't. Can you TP? I mean, can you T back to the nearest place or not? Like
I
teleport
I think it may just take you to
the nearest
an
revive, right?
outpost.
Okay.
Yeah,
Well,
and
that's
then you
good because
still
I know you said that you didn't that you can't chit, but as long as you can still
yeah
teleport, because yeah, there's quite often features of the game where you get stuck in walls and things.
yeah. I think largely for whatever reason the developers just really want to encourage people to drive around, walk around, and just not rely on TP chips and
Yeah.
aircraft really.
No, I mean it's good. It's definitely something that I on a new space in a new area. It's a good thing to enforce. But so what you're saying is don't try and swim across to the other island as
No, you won't last long.
well.
If you
Okay.
want.
No, no, it's okay. I trust you.
Yeah.
I trust
Oh,
you. Oh.
it's okay. It's unlimited. Doesn't matter.
Yeah. I don't have an unlimited vehicle yet. Maybe one day. How rude. You ran the dude over.
I'm sure he'll be fine.
He shouldn't be AFKing in the middle of the road. Come on.
It's the safe spot, the road though from the mobs.
Okay. So they have at least kind of kept that part. And
Yeah, yeah. If
yeah.
you're fairly low level and you're exploring, if you want to get from end to end of the maps, just sort of stick to the roads and you'll be fairly safe.
Yeah. Okay. That's good. I mean, I know a lot of other RPGs, MMOs do that kind of thing, but yeah, in other places, on Entropia, that's not always the case. I rem- I remember trying to do a video in where was I going? It was just like level 100 something in my way. I'm like, okay, yeah,
Yeah,
all right.
that's not a lot of fun.
No, and then I pulled it to the teleport. It was a whole. Okay, I'm gonna have to pause this and figure out because the Okay, so we're going to transit base Alfonso. I guess.
Um, yep,
All
yep.
right,
We'll go to Alfonso.
all right. Put me over here.
So this is sort of similar sort of layout
Yeah.
of the other island, and so you'll find the mobs are actually fairly close to the TPs
Okay.
or tunnels, if they want to call it.
Yeah.
But you'll find the level of difficulty is stepping up a fair bit now.
Okay. So this area is not really for your new player.
No, mid-level players should be fine, but otherwise you're going to really struggle. So these are a bit more around your level 30 sort of A-trucks sort of.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I probably wouldn't really mess with these even on Cali.
Yeah, so the youngs are 20 level 21 and there's a few level 30s mixed into here.
Maybe let's see if we can take this one, the 21 down. Oh yeah, it's not too bad. It's not got that many hit points, even though it's
Yeah,
quite high level. So if you backpedal, that should be doable.
yeah, but the level 30s, they do hurt a bit more. Level 31, the juveniles.
Should we try one?
Yep.
Can to Papa. Yeah. All right. Yeah, I mean they're doable, but I mean
Yeah,
we're probably both mid. Well,
midish sort of.
yeah, with decent guns, right? Yeah.
Now, the thing is with Ubers,
Hmm.
there's a tendency to compare ourselves to Ubers.
Yeah.
And so it can actually make you feel a bit small because, like, when you think of players like Bonnie or JBK or
Hmm.
Messi that have got, like, their stats, their laser hit, laser damage is like 500.
Oh
Like
yeah.
it even makes other Ubers look small in comparison.
Yeah. And that's ridiculous though, because of the exponential curve that's on. The amount of
Yeah.
time they must have put in is insane.
So I haven't explored a huge part of this map,
Okay.
but once it's similar mobs. It's you got the Verderons again, but they hurt a lot more. They're around your level 30s to 40s. So I might just go for a drive and
Yeah.
see what we find.
Sounds good. Yeah, I mean, I've not really messed with too much high level stuff. I think the Rex Young's about as far as I go for the most part. Um, so I go
But
scorpion
yeah,
hunting. They're pretty slow though.
but as you can see, as each island you go from one to the next, the level just ramps up. Like in, I think the third island, the sort of levels you'll probably find is probably 50 to 60 sort of
Okay.
mobs. So it's really getting into sort of Uber sort of territory in some of the other islands.
Yeah. But again, though, that kind of makes sense to have that kind of progression. One of the things,
Yeah,
again, with some of the other places is you get the non-linear. So you'll be running through an area with level 3, 4, and then all of a sudden you hit something that's level 76 or 100, and you're like, what?
So in here you've got your level 26 Duralect coordinators, Gen 4s.
Okay. They'll probably take me down pretty quick. Because
Yeah, and I think they do electric damage. So if you don't got electric plates on,
yeah,
they're going to hit pretty hard.
yeah. I'm only really set up to fight animals, quite honestly. Range mobs hit me pretty hard. So is there any other are there any other transit bases on the island or?
Yeah, there's a whole network of them.
Okay.
And you're pretty much going to, yeah, you've pretty much got to do it the old-fashioned way and pretty much find each TP and unlock them that way. But
Drop.
you can see all the crashed ships that are around the place.
Yeah. It's kind of fun. Sorry, I jumped out.
Yeah,
It's, okay, so this is just kind of like a revive point,
yeah,
crash dropship revive point. That's kind of cool.
yeah.
So it's its own unique planet, so it has its own storage. Okay, yeah. And is the auction Cali auction or?
No, it's got its own auction also. But I'm really hoping for the day that we have some sort of global auction house.
Yeah, I'm not sure that wouldn't be too easy though, but it would certainly it would certainly improve the economies on some of the other planets and give you a chance, you know. Although from what I mean, when I look at some of other people's videos and when I they say that there's no economy on Calypso because everything's so cheap. You have to sell it on other planets. But I just found
Yeah,
that if you AH stuff on other planets, it just sits there and then you just get charged the fee and it never sells.
yeah,
So I don't know
yeah.
whether I'm just on the wrong planets, but
Yeah, I tend to find the only way to sort of sell anything is selling it through Calais,
yeah, yeah,
because otherwise people just they don't buy it. And but then the funny thing is about it is they'll then complain that um, the economy's dead. Well, if you're not willing to buy it yourself, then
yeah.
now these things really hurt.
Level 40 Calamasoids. Okay. Oh, Cryomus. They slightly changed their name, but
Yeah,
reskinned. Okay, but they hurt, do they?
yeah.
All right. So
But I do like it as you go from island to island, how the scenery changes, the
yeah,
trees and the landscape.
yeah, it's good. Have you been down to that crashed ship over there, or?
Not yet.
Right.
I haven't been game to do it myself.
Yeah, I guess it would take maybe a team to get down there at our level.
Yeah.
Do you play team much, or do you mainly play solo and chat in the society chat and things like that?
Usually play in the team environment fairly often actually.
Hmm.
Um, Diabolical Dominion often does stuff on the pretty much all through the week. You'll find us doing events together.
Okay. In what kind of hours? Because you're similar time zone to me. So
Yeah,
what kind of time for you?
usually our daytime usually, but
Okay.
a lot of them don't sleep, so um, they're on a lot of them are on 18 hours a day, so
Oh wow. Okay. Okay.
yeah, as you can see, these robots are getting a
Yeah.
bit more higher level.
Yeah. They're going to be shooting us if we try and get through this gap.
The only thing I found is a lot of the mobs don't aggro as much.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so now we're getting to 44s, 39s.
Yeah. And that's another base at one of their bases at the top of the hill, I take it.
Yeah. So it's another one of the instances that
Oh,
you can
okay.
do. But each time you do one of it gives you a daily token reward. I mean, we could watch this guy take. Oh yeah, he's pretty much an Uber. I
Okay.
mean, he's solo in these.
I know, right?
Oh,
Yeah, we picked up
so
aggro. Let's
we've.
move on. Oh,
Oh, oops! I
yeah.
feel bad. I feel like we've dragged aggro to him now.
Oh, do you want to... Oh, die. Sorry. Let me apologize.
Yeah, I don't want to mob train the guy.
Oh, I couldn't tag him to see... Oops.
But
Maybe he'll watch the
oops.
video and have a vendetta against us.
But yeah, definitely don't mob train people. That's
Yes,
they'll
don't mob
definitely
train
get
people. Yeah,
you'll get a ban for that if caught intentionally doing it.
yeah.
But anyway, I mean, this is the nutshell of the islands, pretty much.
Okay.
So first one's your low level, second one's your sort of your mid level, your third island's your high level Uber sort of stuff, really.
Yeah. Okay. And then all your Aris quests nicely have an Aris before them as well, so they're all stacked to the
Yeah,
top.
and yeah, yeah. Anyway, you sort of you start off at Ironhaven and pick up all your quests from there, and pick up all your dailies, and
Yeah. Then
pretty
go
much
out and...
just go from there.
Okay. And then you were saying once you're finished with your day, you can teleport back to Calypso, right?
Yep, and that's just the TP, just the free TP.
Free teleport back. So, yeah, you can run
Yeah,
out here, do your dailies, and then head back and see if your Cali dailies are going to give you the bonus one.
but I mean, really, Eris. I mean, it offers everything, something for everyone, from your low level players to your Ubers, giving Ubers legit end game content, really.
That's good. Yeah.
So I think that's what the game's sort of been lacking, is that there's nothing really for Ubers to sort of really do anymore. But then it's also giving good content for low level new players also.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I guess that's one of the things that if they really want to take the game to the next level, they've also got to try and look at how do we encourage societies to be more necessary, and so that you get that joint prep for taking on big monsters and instances and things like that. I mean,
Yeah,
that's always, obviously in games like WoW, it's always it's the instances and getting loot from the instances. I don't know how you would do this. Ooh, what's that?
not sure. But yeah, we've got some pretty high level mobs here, level 80.
Yeah,
So I'm fairly certain that's just going to one tap me if I try to mess
yeah.
with it.
No, I think we do. let's uh, let's get out of Dodge. Yeah. Yeah, I wonder if they have any plans to do kind of like team-based instances and things like that.
That would certainly add something to the game,
It
I
it,
think, if
it
they.
would, wouldn't it? And you would think it wouldn't be that difficult to do because they have instance-based content. It's just about building an instance that, you know, I guess it's the. But I mean, you could still have healing, and you could. They don't really have an aggro table, so maybe they would have to do some kind of aggro table if they were going to. Anyway, I I don't think it would be that hard to put together an instance where it required a solid team of people, even if it was just like a five-player team, or you don't have to do
Yeah,
the big 40 ones, but a five-player team that. But I guess you also have to you have to be careful about what equipment you're putting into the economy. And this was something I was thinking about the other day. It's like most of the MMORPGs that get played, the economy goes out of control, right? Because
yeah,
you've got too much gold. I was talking about Ultima, right? I mean, I remember when the castles were, you know, 250 million gold or something. It was just ridiculous amounts of gold that you would, and never be able to actually carry. Um,
yeah.
and then I mean, Warcraft's got out of control. Everything's basically out of control, but they manage this really well, considering, right? I guess they must manage at a central level all kinds of drop rates and things like that to manage the economy. And how they've done it in a way that, yeah, how they've done it in a way that hasn't gotten out of control is actually quite a testament to their management of the game.
Yeah, I think the addition of a lot of the limited high efficiency guns and high efficiency FAPs and whatnot,
Yeah.
I think that's really helped.
Mm-hmm. You can't get
So
over.
I thought someone dropped something
Oh.
because that's a new feature that's come back to the game. Is now we can actually just drop loot on the ground.
Oh, okay.
So previously you couldn't do it, but now you can just place it straight onto the ground if you don't want it.
Oh, okay. And then people can just pick it up.
Yeah. So there's actually a bit of a story like that, but I don't know the full motivation of it. But I think it had something to do that they were a fairly high level Uber player that had invested a lot of money into their unlimited gear,
Hmm.
and they were upset that the Mayhem vendor was getting stocked with limited versions of the gear that he had,
Okay.
and that was going to devalue his gear. So he was upset about it, and he was so upset that he basically took all of his money out of the game, cashed it all out, sold all his skills, and actually put a full set of shadow armor unlimited into the TT machine and disposed of it.
Oh my word.
He was that upset that they
Oh
had done it,
wow.
made these changes.
Wow. Yeah. I mean, I was when Big talked about, they said they were leaving the game. I wondered how it would do and survive, but it seems to have continued okay. I mean, the shares dropped about 5 ped per, the Cali shares.
Yeah,
So I guess they must have put a few of those back in. Um, but I think there's, some of the new streamers that are doing the 6 ped per 1K sweat type deals. I think that's really helping the new player economy.
oh yeah, for sure.
It's helping. I mean, it's helping me. I mean, I run, I run them in a browser on a different computer 24/7. Basically, it's just
Yeah,
free ped. Why wouldn't you, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
Like I think if the game's to actually going to grow, it really needs support for your new players and to actually retain them.
Yes, I agree. And I think it requires Mindark to invest a bit more into content. So I think
Yeah,
that's one of the good things about Aris and this new expansion, especially if they're putting lore behind it, and they maybe run events behind it. Because again, I hate to go back to it all the time, but I remember back in the day with Ultima Online, they used to have GMs that could spawn mobs that could run events, and they would have like the droid attacks on Fort Lahar and
Yeah.
Fort Medusa and things like that, they would actually come in and spawn, and you would have a story behind it, and then the GMs would spawn things around the story that they're running. And I think if you could do something, because this is much more old school, as I say, it's very sandbox, so it really is a case of, you have to create the content or help the players create content, help the players
Yeah.
create story. And I think you could develop a really strong community and, really start to retain new players. Let me get out of this ghost because it's
Yeah.
ugly as hell. There we go.
Yeah, it's not my favorite looking armor.
No, it's bang for your buck. It's probably the best armor you can get at
Yeah.
like low level or low mid level, but it really looks ugly.
Now, for the interests of science, how about we take a quick dip just to show how quickly the water kills you
All right, for science.
for science. So it's not
Okay.
too bad, but
No, six,
it will kill you.
six, six ticks. I guess I must have around 100 because it was like 30 point something. So I guess my hit points are around 160 now. Dear. All right. Well, thank you very much for the guided tour. Um, do you want to just promote your channel a little bit? It's not like I've got many followers to jump across, but I said I'll put a link in the description. But I think it's just is it just Midnight Bacon?
Yep, and like, share, subscribe, and
Yeah,
leave a comment in both channels.
yeah, please. Yeah, thanks very much for spending time with me and showing me around. And I'm sure there's going to be many more team hunts to come. Ping me if you do end up doing a team hunt. Ping me, and yeah, let's go hunt. All right, so
Yeah, so
go.
oh yeah, sorry, I was just going to say, just for the team hunts, the ones that I'm typically available is usually on the Saturday, Sundays,
Yeah,
or Fridays. During the week, I can't really do them because of work, but yeah, I'll definitely, if we're doing one on a Saturday or something, I'll definitely send you a message.
sounds good. All right, so yeah, please like and subscribe. Please head over to Midnight's channel, and once again, thanks for the guided tour of Aris.
Not a
So
problem.
catch you later.
All right, catch you. Bye.